like you said, they've been cycling through a bunch of different compositions. They've tried Breach, they've tried Reyna, they've tried all kinds of stuff. And you can tell that they've been kind of scrambling to find comfort on this map. So is this comp it?
Here's one of those flash moments where Asuna is not just going to play for B, he's going to push through this. He wants to catch off a couple of connectors. It did look like Raucus maybe was prepared for a potential contest, but it's hard to make that argument when he gets his head pulled off like he did. Spike will go down, and look at the post-plant setup. They're moving all the way through over towards this A connector, but to be fair, for FaZe defensively, they're doing okay to try to battle up against it. The problem is Nitro's also lurking mid-map, and these kills just a little bit too good. Hiko even beyond that. Yeah, very clean from Hiko. 2 in a row for him to clean things up. Another the first pistol going to 100 Thieves.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that, like, is the advantage for 100 Thieves coming in this series, is they're just deeper. Like, I feel like their playbook is just going to be chock full of little plays like this where they maximize their utility. They do, like, these wacky, you know, things. Like, Steel's always been known throughout his career, dating back to Counter-Strike Source even many, many years ago as a tactician, of trying to push the boundaries, trying to, I don't want to say break the game, but try to bend it, try to figure out what designs he can come up with, what pieces of utility and what set plays he can build. And that was a really well-designed pistol.
More aggression coming through. As Steel's actually able to lock down first blood. That's down towards Sewers at A with the Marshall. 2 defensive members for FaZe are still possessing over towards the A site, but Aldrone will move Asuna forward, looking for aggression. Guiding light comes through, but not before Baby Bay can find the first blood. That will actually push this 100 Thieves offense completely back.
Yeah, it does, but they know that they're up against a low-bot FaZe. So they know that that commitment has likely caused a massive rotation from FaZe, and they would be correct. So they can start redirecting attention now. They're making sure that their mid is clear with the Trailblazer, which they have done. They're starting to force FaZe to respect that they could be dropping back. But all FaZe has done is just recommit to reinforcing A, and they've doubled up and done a Sewers push. So now they're even kind of better off to defend against attack than they were prior. So 100 Thieves kind of missed the mark here, just a little bit.
Flash will come through. Baby J not able to find the first blood. Main point of entry. Corey, though, picks up the Marshall to find one. Nitro in the back does make sure that Baby Bay is kept honest, but does he expect Corey? Does not seem to be. Corey able to find the kill. Rock is still potential to play from the front here. Steel is low on HP. This is still very winnable. And beyond that, 100 Thieves are actually looking to rotate this Spike out. Raucus is maybe considerate of this potential play, but doesn't want to overchow, and that will at least allow a regrowth and likely behind that also a plan.
Such a crafty play from 100 Thieves, kind of realizing the situation and getting out of it, and they'll be able to take the Spike plant onto C. Like I said, they got the regrowth on the Steel, so they got him back up to speed. They still hold the superior firepower for the most part, other than Corey having a Phantom, and they're able to start setting up post plant. So this is a tough one now. Problem is, 100 Thieves don't really know where FaZe are coming from. Yeah. So they have to kind of stick together and hope that they can get the read, which Ethan is going to get. He spots one, able to get away. Smart.
Flash will also be there just to delay. Go off a little bit of time. And yeah, the flash actually does not fully give them the opportunity that they were looking for. So 100 Thieves again just killing off time, killing off space. FaZe moving quickly though. Ethan for one. Stays relatively healthy. Corey needs to be very cautious about how he wants to take this challenge, but also needs to isolate, and Ethan will not allow him a chance. Whoa, that's just a beautiful little kite backwards for 100 Thieves after the aggressive move to move from A to C.
That's one of the big things about 100 Thieves is just their experience levels and their communication capabilities. I mean, all throughout that round, they ran into constant trouble, right? They got Thompson Baby Bay on their initial peek into A. They ran into like a 4-man stack. They got into like a tough 2-on-2 situation. But through that all, they kept making the next best decision they could make to keep themselves in the round and pave the way through all of the, you know, haymakers that FaZe were lobbing at them, basically. And so able to navigate to the C site, get a win, get 2-0 up. It wasn't clean by any means, but they got the job done nonetheless. And now they get to play this bonus round. Now they're going to go for the set C play. They have some beautiful set C plays with this roster.
Look for that paranoia to come through with that guiding light. There it is. This is exactly what we would expect.
He'll dash into
paranoia
the smoke.
Right on the right. Yep, this is exactly what we saw. This is so wonderfully done. But to be fair, FaZe have actually backed off. So yes, they give up the site, but they don't give up any numbers. And that's actually pretty key for FaZe trying to retake with a lot of utility still to use.
Yeah, that's their response. Like, okay, you have this really cool multi-layered C set piece. We'll just let you have the site. We'll play retake. And that burns a lot of 100 Thieves' utility, right? They don't have that much now left over for the post plan. It's really come down to positioning and fragging. They're all playing for long C, essentially.
Yeah.
Oh, good fragment, though,
Yeah, this
could be a good lineup.
This could be nasty.
Yeah, you can't really do
anything. It's going to go out early. Ethan flashes, wants to check, finds one. Not going to get more beyond that. Baby J for the trade. And a lot of smoke in the way here could potentially allow an opportunity, and Baby J actually keeps Nitro responsible. So now the entire post plan has to come through C long, and the setup is decent. Team shots coming through for FaZe. Baby J trying to lock things up. More spam shots coming through, and the retake will be successful with just barely enough time to defuse.
Yeah, again, for all the credit that we give 100 Thieves for how they layer that paranoia and the guiding light to set Asano up to dash on top the C site box and get like that high peaking angle to really control the site. Yeah, that is a brilliant attack, and it does give you the site, but then it's about managing that post-plan scenario. And unfortunately, when Nitro gets caught here in Garage, it funnels all of it this way, and those shock darts aren't able to get over towards the spike at all. I don't think either of Hiko's shock darts landed towards the spike defusal. Yeah, the fragment came in from Steel, and that slowed down the initial progress of defusal, but they weren't able to get that follow-up they needed, and FaZe really managed that retake effectively. Like, they didn't follow the pressure, they just kind of calmly approached it and got it.
A beautiful first blood here from Baby Bay. Also reads a number of more 100 Thieves members trying to aggress onto the B side after they find themselves on pistol upgrades. But with that first blood, 100 Thieves will back away. Watching the C garage, actually, as Baby J, he completely gets up and leaves the C side. And I don't know if he really got a chance to know how many players were in front of him, but he will push them back. And what the shock dart is that?
That was so well done. You know, Corey could kind of tell that they were making that pivot. He's able to slowly back off. Shot dart comes in, does a lot of chip damage. Now Corey's spotting them crossing into the lobby area. He's going to be able to take the 1v1 against Nitro. Doesn't get the frag, but able to back up with the hot hands down, stall them out. Now they're pushing to come from 100 Thieves through with the guiding light up long, and they're actually able to get into the site.
Counter curveball, though, does slow things up just a touch. And yeah, Zach has also gotten into this. And look at all the information coming through from Raucus. Yes, Nitro finds one, but that will be all that is found for 100 Thieves. Oh, man, really good stall tactics once again from FaZe. Not just on the really cheeky shock dart put into A lobby, but then the counter curveball, and then just the brilliant recovery off the recon bolt to make sure that the site was never really given away.
Yeah, from this point forward, again, I'm keeping my eyes on Ethan and what he's going to be able to do on the Sky, because, again, he's had his struggles with it at times, but also has had brilliant games with Sky. So that's one thing I'm looking at. And the other thing I'm looking at is, does that Corey Baby Bay 1-2 punch come out hot? Because if it does, the support system's always going to be there to help them keep it along. You know what I mean? But if those two are feeling it, if those two are playing that assertive play style and, you know, landing the mark, they're always a nightmare to deal with.
Offensive recon bolt sent deep in through A lobby. Baby J moving up towards C long. Help here from Baby Bay.
Ooh.
We'll enunciate that because it will trip me up.
Yeah, the double babies, the baby squared is definitely.
He didn't say they. When we asked Smeeg about it, he was like, "What do we call these? Just call him Baby Smeeg."
I don't know. I'm gonna let that. I don't think that one really hits. I think they need to go back to the R&D department and try to come up with a little bit of something else. But you know, up to them.
Fair.
As I thought Baby Square was pretty good, but you know, teach their own. As we are gonna see 100 Thieves dart back over, start pressing a little bit onto A side. Zachary with the jump peek is gonna spot both players there. Guiding light sent through, but no follow-up. 100 Thieves that they've been sniffed out and wants to kind of fall back. They send the Seekers to kind of keep that A presence there, but they're also looking to get some mid control.
Good information here, though, from Corey. After he saw both the Jet and the Sky try to push their A long, he had to run it back, clears off A long. So now he can make the quick rotation back up to the teleport. Raucus mid-map, able to find one. Steel needs to still commit to this, and Baby Bay watching the opposite angle. But even for the trade, Asuna there as well to follow up, and that's two for Asuna. Now Baby J, the only defensive member that could really still hold off for this spike plant. Still holding for it is Ethan, but Baby J's allowed to get a second, and then Zachary cleans things up from the opposite angle. Beautiful retake, and really just a full-on contest from FaZe again defensively.
Yeah, great job by FaZe getting some good information on the A side of the map based on, you know, the ult that you were talking about and the jump peeking of Zachary. Also, just a smart play from Baby J, knowing that, you know, he basically is going to get a 1v1 at the front of B site because the spike is being committed to plant. And so he's able just to kind of keep angling out, keep buying time for Zachary to also get into position. And then just go and take this fight with Nitro, win it, and then set up Zachary to be able to come in there and finish the job. So great job there for Baby J, the new addition. Glad to see this man on this team. He was hunting for, you know, long-term home for quite some time. I don't know if this is accurate or not, but what the heck? He's the only player I know of in top Valorant that comes from the console world. We have a lot of Overwatch players and Counter-Strike players and Fortnite players, all PC-based shooters. This man, a Halo player. That's a big transition.
Yeah, it really is. Oh, trying to get aggressive. The Nullify was used. Also looking to take advantage by moving forward, but Baby J denies. And Baby Bay, who's trying to make sure nobody pushes through the C garage window, means that he's left Corey off by his lonesome. The late rotate not going to be good. Ethan for 2, and once again, 100 Thieves have created just enough space to plant.
Indeed, they are. They're going to have a 4-on-3 post plant here. They're still going to have a one shock dart available, I should say. They have no fragment left over from Steel, so they're going to have to kind of play more on site because they don't really have the utility to throw diffusers from the back. But yeah, this flank could be the problem.
Oh, but he doesn't actually convert into the shots. Ethan looked like he was dead to rights. Maybe a more beyond that, but does not fall. Shots will not land, and now it's up to Zachary and Raucus to decide how do you want to go into a 2v4 retake situation, and Steel may have just closed the door completely, and yeah, he sure will. 4th and 5th kills will be there, and 100 Thieves have tied us right back up at 3.
Yeah, but now they're going to have Seekers available coming into this next. They also have Nitro's ult. He's usually very crafty at figuring out the exact ways to use that and get the most out of it. Yeah, just a brilliant little fast-paced C-split. Able to maul out some players. Some that only really have guns only to defend and able to come out swinging. Big fights won by Steel there to close out the round. Now we are going to see, several ults are in play for FaZe, but again, Seekers and Nitros from the Shadows could be huge.
Seen a lot of early aggression from 100 Thieves, but it looks like they will kind of pump the brakes here a touch. And Baby Bay, that's what to say. He wants to get aggressive. The shot dart timing nearly pays out, and yeah, I was about to say, C-Long is also done and dusted. It's completely held by the Cypher.
Yeah, and this is big. This allows such more flexibility for FaZe to rotate. Raucus now trying to use his Hunter's Fury in just the right place, knowing that C had been cleared out. He could gamble it on short. He's able to get some damage in, and now Baby J's flank able to set in. Huge! That's so big.
Yeah, you have to feel like if you're Baby J and you miss out on a second opportunity for free kills, that's going to really rattle the confidence, but he converts this time, and yeah, beautiful read as well from Raucus to get the Hunter's Fury in play, dealing a lot of damage. Steel tagged up. They have to peek, and whoa, it's actually a really nifty peek from Steel. Does open up a bit of space to retract backwards and maybe open up some space towards C, but Baby Bay kind of hitting the same flank again, so this is very quickly 100 Thieves getting over towards C, but they're not going to expect the fact that you've already got this flank completely concealed.
They did spot Raucus with that knife, but yeah, like you said, that flank is still going to be a problem
30 seconds
here.
left.
Like it's going to go down, but yeah, Baby Bay just finds a perfect moment.
Asana's only bit of safety would occur here at the garage entrance, but Baby Bay dashing forward will not allow him a chance to get away, and that will be another beautiful defense from FaZe. Again, 100 Thieves just really caught, honestly. The aggression this time from the FaZe defense just allows them a chance to isolate and find an early win.
Yeah, it's one of those things where in the past with 100 Thieves' older compositions, they kind of leave Nitro to kind of play that spot to watch for those long C pushes while really trusting a lot in, Steel's Cypher utility to be kind of what they need to create presence on A side and not intel there. And they would kind of play from that platform, whether that be, like slower rounds or whether that be like kind of pivot pretty quickly into some type of faster pace hit in garage or something like that, letting Asuna be the tip of the spear. But now you see them like kind of putting focuses elsewhere, and so there's these little vulnerabilities that FaZe are, using their aggression to try to exploit, and you can see the adjustment. This round they are going to have Nitro kind of keeping tabs on that C side again, and just kind of making sure that they're not allowing FaZe to kind of cheat a flank early.
Huge responsibility here from Steel. He's going to be tagged by the recon. Easy first elimination, but Ethan still holding on, nearly gets a second look. That would have been big. Baby Bay down to 10 HP, but the gunfight does turn out in favor of FaZe, who now enjoy a 4v3.
Yeah, Baby J still has, tabs completely covered on the C side of the map, so they're not too worried about that. He is going to go ahead and spot, and he'll play off of it. Asuna tapped out. Great play from Baby J. That's going to give them now a 4-on-2. They're getting slowed down here. Nitro Company trying to get into C side and still get a spike plant, but in a 2-on-4, it's going to be so tough to stop FaZe from moving around ahead and stopping 100 Thieves from tying this thing up.
But Nitro does have a paranoia. Aldrone still available for Hiko, so the tools are there. And they can stay alive through this. There goes the paranoia. Cosmic Divide coming into play. Hiko finds one. That was a completely isolated pick. Nitro holding inside this dark cover. Backs away. Gravity well now forced. Hiko for a second. Hiko for a third. 1v1. Bang! Hiko for 4. And 100 Thieves survive a 2v4.
Yeah, it's one of those things, man, that's just so uncanny. You always think that maybe it's over, but then you realize, wait a second, Hiko's still alive on the server, and this is the environment he thrives in. He had Nitro to help him as well, but such a big clutch from Hiko, and that's a big round for 100 Thieves because they were looking out of that pretty much the whole way through. They lost the long A exchange early in the round based on FaZe getting a lot out of their aggression, who traded 2 for 1, and then Hiko still pulls that off. That is incredible. It's uncanny how often he does it.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, and that is been his trademark since like 2013 CS:GO.
Yep. Stinger in hand for Baby Bay, able to find one quickly, but again, Hiko actually going to find 2 with the Hunter's Fury. Ethan for the 3rd in the mix. Nitro will find Tally the 4th. And blink it, and you'll miss the round. Zach 1v4. Spike going to be planted, and well, Zach does have a little bit of space here. Maybe an opportunity to catch 1 or 2 off guard. There's the first. Does he expect the second? Maybe, but Hiko going to find now a 3rd in this round, and wow, that is unbelievable from 100 Thieves to kind of quickly change the pace again.
Exactly. The pacing change is big. I mean, 100 Thieves is definitely a team that prides itself on being more calculated, relying on their more experienced players, and playing like a more methodical approach to the game, whether that be just slower defaults, or whether that be some type of, you know, more calculated, layered set piece. But you have rounds like that where they can just, you know, put the pedal to the metal, let Asuna lead the way, and just do some of these faster splits to catch their opponents off guard with, you know, because you never know when that pacing change is going to happen. And now they've allowed themselves, based on that pacing change and a Hiko clutch, to get FaZe onto a low buy and have a chance to start extending a lead here.
Aggression through mid-grass.
Get out of my way.
Ethan in the window. Oh, that's easy. Baby Bay looking to respond, though. Well found with the Blade Storm. So now a lot of forward position gained here for FaZe, plus a weapon. That's the big key.
And a neural theft as well from Baby J to get some intel. Knows that his C push has come in. Still able to get the frag, but Baby J able to keep things afloat. It's a 3-on-3. There's still a chance here for FaZe. They have a couple of weapons in hand.
And Asuna did go to the Blade, so he's only got a Ghost as a secondary option. Late Owl Drone coming through. We'll scout out some information on what's coming through C Garage. Raucus playing deep through spawn. Hiko will continue to throw shoulders. FaZe need to set something up with the time, and Asuna has shut down one side of this play already. Spams through the fabricated Hiko, who finds the kill just down to Zach. 1v3, 100 Thieves on the retreat through long, but do they line up? Zach for 2, he nearly gets a 3rd. That was a dangerous rotation, but Nitro saves the round, and it's 100 Thieves on 6.
Imagine that's the way it ends, man. All the good things 100 Thieves did in that round to, you know, steer around the neural theft and all the daggers that FaZe are trying to throw in their plans with their mid-aggression and picking up a couple of rifles and making it interesting, and almost got lined up there by Zach. But Nitro able to stop that from going through, gets 100 Thieves a 6th round. We got 2 more left to go in the half. Back onto a bye will be FaZe. They also have a couple of ults in play, including run it back for Corey. Let's see how it plays out.
Aggressive through sewers for the first time goes Asuna. Spike is not a part of this play, though, so just a bit of forward positioning. Ethan making sure that there is no Owl Drone to scout him out, but also the run it back was spent, so that will be Asuna deleting it, and beyond that, pretty much having to back away. Yeah.
Just not letting it have any impact. That is such a brilliant move there by 100 Thieves to make sure that they kind of don't have to worry about that stressor anymore. That's off the table. And they can just kind of focus up on playing a more standard round. And look at this timing. Baby Bay allows Steel to slip in, and that's why Steel is such a good player. He's so good at finding these little timings.
Wait, do they know that Baby Bay is here? He's going to find the first elimination, gets a little bit caught up on the doorway inside the dark cover, and then the gravity well behind that also delays Nitro just a touch. So
Spike planted.
It was looking a bit dire for a moment, but First Blood still does get capitalized. And now it's 100 Thieves, 4v5, post-plant setup. Nitro goes high, Steel plays back low. 2 more players holding on to mid. Cosmic Divide's going to come through to split up this offensive post plant, forcing everybody to play from inside the site. Recon bolt in. Nitro, how much does he see? Maybe a lot, as Ethan's able to take advantage, but it is even trade so far. 3v2 situation. Rocket's on 1 HP. Steel falls. Now it's just down to Hiko. He's done it before. Can he do it again? Shock Dart comes through. Still has an outlook. He wants it. Peaks finds one, but Baby Bay there to deny anything further, and FaZe able to keep it within 1 round.
Yeah, so tough because I thought Steel had really done it by sneaking around the site and getting to the back of it and clearing it and giving 100 Thieves a lot of free space with really nothing spent to get it. But yeah, they just didn't know Baby Bay was still holding this angle, was able to get his kill and get away, and then play the retake, right? Cosmic Divide basically making mid a non-factor, forcing 100 Thieves to play more on site, and then kind of using that with their Astra utility to really just kind of get in there and slice and dice the remaining members of 100 Thieves. Not much he could do there with the Astral Wall down. He had to just kind of gamble it. And so FaZe will get the 5, and working towards this tie, and this has been exactly what we were hoping for.
Yeah.
Banger.
Also
Lots of back and forth.
Yeah. Credit to Raucus as well. You kind of saw from the overhead perspective.
Oh.
He finds a high-low setup and a little bit of toe tagging going on here. Baby Bay taken down to 34 HP, so small health
jump.
advantage for 100 Thieves, but not much else to speak of.
Yeah, they're able to keep Nitro in the closet position, so they still have presence at Long C. They're starting to threaten the garage as well. They also still have Steel playing over here outside of A, so they have pretty good posturing all across the map, but still have yet to really show their hand. Meanwhile, we do have FaZe kind of keeping tabs with their operator on both Long and Garage Hallway. They still have one player on A. And they're basically playing retake A and B.
Dangerous situation here. Yeah, Baby J was trying to see if maybe that Nitro was still holding over towards the C cubby. Assistance from Baby J to try to check the angle, but no escape. And as the Seekers came out, Baby J will fall for first blood. So now all of a sudden, you've got 100 Thieves with numbers as they actually hit over towards the opposite side. They're here at A. Zach is the only defensive member that is here, but he might be able to catch one for free and does. So Nitro will fall. Steel not going to fully quit the plant initially, but we'll double check it and tries to push through the fragment. Not going to happen. A bit puzzling to be sure.
That didn't seem required when you still had a 4-on-4. Just let him plant, work out the retake together. Just giving his life away. I don't know that I can agree with that one. And now Ethan and company making them pay for it. Ethan up to 4. Could ace here if he can find Corey. He's going to find Corey, that's for sure. That Trailblazer's right there waiting. Hi there, buddy.
Just delaying.
No charges left.
Curveball goes out. Not much that can happen here. You have to still go for it naturally. Last round of the half. But time is a big problem. If the 1v3 wasn't, it's almost like a 1v4 trying to play against the clock. Corey will find one and a second. Goodness, if he would have done this maybe 3 seconds sooner, nearly gets one more, but not gonna happen. So Dust, it's a 7-5 first half for 100 Thieves. We swap the sides around, and it will now be up to FaZe to try to put together an offense. Close affair, though, largely speaking, though, Dust, on that first half.
Yeah, certainly some back and forth moments for sure. 100 Thieves just edge out, really based on that final round, honestly. That final little 4-on-4 post plant with Zachary's jumping out of heaven into Doom. That whole, whatever you want to call it, situation was a very costly one. As Austin tries to get aggressive. Oh, and he gets it later, Baby J. Holy cow. How's that happen?
That's going to feel bad for Baby J. It's another kind of free kill that he misses out on. Corey curveballing in, but Nitro! Headshots locked in as he finds 2, and that is the majority of the push from FaZe Clan. They are still trying to force this one in, and they have gained space to get Raucus in position for a plant, but this is a 2v5 that even Hiko wants to try to contest sooner rather than later. Zach trying to gatekeep over through the link, but the long flank from Ethan is on the way, and it looks like 100 Thieves are just going to wait for that before they go.
I mean, this round has just been like an open and shut case for 100 Thieves. It feels like Raucus and Zach are going to try to see anything here. And I mean, I guess they get one. That's cool.
And a plant?
Yeah, not bad. If that's what you're going for. But I mean, it's just start to finish. 100 Thieves in control. That push through Long C. That punish on the Baby J. That instant man advantage. And then, like you said, Nitro teeing up a few himself. Brilliantly done.
That's going to feel bad. That's Baby J. I mean, that's the whole position is he has to go 1 for 1 at least. It's really tough.
This is a chance for 100 Thieves to really extend that lead. So we'll be on the buy up here, and well, there's Asuna. Again, you'll see him opping as well defensively with this Jet.
Yep.
And he is actually pretty darn good in the games I watch. So you can go toe-to-toe with the best of them on the Jet op. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Asuna's definitely been one of the best duelists in the region for quite some time. Definitely one of the most fearless. You really can kind of match Baby Bay in that regard.
Oh, for sure.
He is a student of the SME.
Maybe an adjunct professor as well.
Yep.
Spam down from Steel. Able to find one. Asuna continues to try to poke away, but does get pushed back eventually. Still, though, numbers very heavily favor the defense of 100 Thieves, and still it's really just on Zach to try to hit some shots with this Marshall. Everything else is just pistols. Ethan will take away Baby J, so now it is just a 2v5, and FaZe have gained no ground to work with really whatsoever.
This is looking like Just a formality at this point that we will
Yeah.
see Raucus trying to get the spike into A side. Maybe try to get a little something out of it, but Pico, of course, will stand firm, cutting them off at the pass. It's getting pushed back, though, by a little bit of Asher utility as well as some damage being taken. So they will get into the site, and they will actually get the spike down, and they actually get Pico off the board. So 2-on-4, post-plant, Steel on low HP. I mean, it's going to be a miracle, but there's a couple of factors out there maybe giving them a chance.
Zach only has 7 shots left, just in case things do start to get off the ground for this retake to grow some legs. Steel making his way forward, dark cover to block off Sewer. Plus also, looks to be a 0 point in the mix. Asuna has just hard scoped this angle all the way through. Zach seems to think about this could be a play, but Asuna able to find one. Just down to Rock, fantastic with the reload. Steel sticking for the defuse, and Nitro takes away the ability to treat Chow. And 100 Thieves as expected to take the follow-up round and gives them a little bit of breathing space here. Up 4. First big cushion we've seen so far in the back.
Yeah, this is the most separation I feel like we've seen for sure. So bonus round coming up here for 100 Thieves. A chance for FaZe to strike with the early firepower, perhaps. Rifles all the way down the line. We are going to see really nothing being picked up here by 100 Thieves, as you'd expect. They'll stick with the Marshal, they'll stick with the Ares, as well as a couple of Spectres. Still can certainly make use of those weapons. Kind of curious to see Asa looking to take his Marshal this time at long A, so constantly repositioning that sniper. Makes sense. That's what you want to do with a jet. Be dynamic.
Attack from Asuna.
Shock dart. Ooh, so close to finishing the job.
Asuna underneath pressure, though. FaZe is really amounting a hit, and they have found the 2 kills required to get on in. So that should lead to a plant. Defensively speaking, it's really just Steel who is going to be here, but he's already tagged down to 29 HP. Ethan's nearby. He has a lot of utility to play with, and it looks like if there were to be a retake attempt, it might have to be based off Nitro coming from behind, but there's a trap wire in his way.
Yeah, that is definitely going to put a foil in those plans. That is for certain. You could see that. In fact, Ethan was trying to come with him, and he does spot it, shoots it, alerts them to his presence. Trying to still lay down some utility to see if they still can't find a way, and they might flash through that smoke and try to use that to get in here, but they're going to play inside of it.
Just looking for exit at this point.
Yep.
Steel hasn't seen anything. And FaZe Steel's Nitro. Only other player to deal with would be just Ethan. Flash comes through. He will find one. Opportunity for more, but Baby J will put down the hopes of that. So another clean round coming through, but this time on FaZe's offense. Good take.
Yeah, indeed it was able to handle some of that aggression early on at A. You know, yeah, they got tagged by Asuna's Marshal, taking a little bit of chip damage here and there, but still able to trounce them with their superior firepower. Lock on that one up, keeping it within 3. But now here comes the full buyout from 100 Thieves, including an operator in play for Asuna. It's also 1 away from daggers. So definitely could pack a big wallop here. So looking to go for that quick sewers play. And there's definitely a big A focus early on here from FaZe. So this could be some fireworks early in this round.
Gravity Well will stall any potential early peek through sewer. So Asuna will hold his ground there. Steel in support, same position. And then the peek. There's the first. Dashes away, no problem.
Yep. He's got reinforced as well. Geeko up towards Heaven Steel here with him in Sewers to kind of give him a little bit of a bodyguard to help him get out. He pulls his daggers out, lands a nice one on the Baby Bay right between the eyes and keeps 100 Thieves a man ahead.
Corey did snap back though. Spike has been collected, and I don't know if anyone knows that Steel is still playing inside of sewer here.
Probably not. I don't think he was ever spotted. And that could be a huge X factor if he does get killed on the Rockets. Corey, though, what a response.
Spike down A.
Needs to find more than that, though, and not going to be able to. Yeah, it really is just the concealment of Steel largely through sewer. Just kind of picks the right timing. Good help from the front to turn a utility focus to make sure FaZe were so worried about the retake from really not just Heaven, but also the Link. Gives Steel an opportunity, and he takes advantage.
Indeed he does, and that's back to saving for FaZe, most likely. We do see a Marshal out, actually, for Zachary, and there's a little bit of money there for Corey as well to maybe get a Vandal. Indeed he does, so they can piece together a little bit of something. Actually, they're going to kind of let Corey and maybe one other player kind of be more of a raid boss situation. Maybe they're going to go with the Stinger, which if he can get up close and personal with the dash, it can still be very valuable.
Yeah.
Looks like they're going to look to just pounce, maybe a little bit of a mid-to-C split. Again, we know the FaZe aggressive play style. Love these fast set pieces for late rounds. But Asuna's here.
Don't double peek him. So first blood good, 0 point to clear out C Garage, and the only player not really tallied would be Baby Bay trying to open up space, but denied by Nitro. And the hopes of this Thrifty really just squandered from the beginning.
Yep, Austin getting that early pick, not really allowing them to get through, and they needed to start launching up Long C and try to get that stinger in the close range position. Of course, there wasn't too much investment from FaZe to this, so they can still get a full buy next round, so that's the one good sign, but you feel like that's kind of their last chance, right?
Yeah,
If they lose that,
yeah.
100 Thieves is likely finding pretty early access to map point, and you're probably forced buying the rest of the game. And you're going to wind up with suboptimal buys, you know, all the way forward, so next round is a very big moment for FaZe. As close as the first half was, as back and forth as it seemed to be, these got just what they needed to get some separation at the end of the half, and now they've come out in the second half, and they've done a very good job.
Yeah. So yeah, I think you're absolutely right. The response needs to come through next round for FaZe. Be fine if you could maybe tally up another kill or two here. And how about it? Zach will find one. They know Nitro's nearby. Paranoia will come out. Flash as well. Nebula almost creating enough of a deterrence. Not going to happen though. Then Asuna, you would have thought a free pick right there, but Rocket stays alive through what looked to be a connection. Has a chance to maybe find one more with the pistol, but Nitro able to make sure that that does not unfold, and that will be 11 now for 100 Thieves. And yeah, this next round must win coming up for FaZe.
Yeah, and they have all the tools to do it, right? They're going to have their full buy. They're going to have to run it back on Corey. They're going to be able to use that to either just like push into Long C, hot and heavy, use it to maybe get some garage, whatever the case may be. It looks like they're loading up Long C. And again, this is FaZe's special, right? This is the #1 combo deal at the drive-through. It's the, we're going to run it down your throat with double duelist and alts. Here we go.
Is that what the #1 combo meal looks like at Haven? The drive-through window?
That's the only thing on the menu.
Trailblazer stops any initial push. All drone to counter. 0 point also in the mix. A lot of information gained right there defensively. Oh my.
They know, FaZe now realizes, okay, we can't run that play anymore. Like they know, they're ready. So they're going to just pivot back to A and try to do the same thing. And Austin's going to be here to maybe get a pick and dash away. That's no run it back left.
And a second for Austin. Oh my goodness.
You know what?
That's the
Maybe
problem.
Bay. Here's the thing. Maybe Bay's sad because he got killed. But you know, like, there's also a slight smirk of, yeah, that's a Smeeg. There he is. You know, like there's got to be like a little respect there.
Steel watching over the mid cross. The only opportunity for FaZe to work for a plant would be here at B, but I mean, you see Ethan on the opposite side kind of watching almost the exact same angle. They line up, but the team shots are good. Zach considering a plant, wants to reposition. Hiko makes sure that no plant will be allowed, at least not initially. Hunter's Fury spent in the cause. And honestly, FaZe have survived through this pretty nicely.
Yeah, not bad. Considering how the round started, they actually have a plant. They have a 3-on-4. Zachary is low on health, so is Baby J. And they're still a man down, it's all said and done. They still have a couple of ults, though. A neural theft could come into play here if they can get a pick. Could help them maybe make something happen, but they're pretty bottled in here.
Zach pushing under the Nebula, but Ethan reads this. But Baby J from the gong, not able to find a double. Could have been massive to try to secure the round, but now Raucus needs to hold things up. Trying to hold on to Hunter's Fury for as long as humanly possible. Hiko pushing. Damage will be confirmed, but Raucus, he gets caught. Trying to go immediately to the shock dart to deny the defuse. Hiko punishes, and with that, 100 Thieves on map point.
Yeah, it's just tough. 100 Thieves just having the edge, able to clear out. Baby J never allowed the neural theft to pop off.
Match point.
And when Raucus is stuck in a 1v3 like that, there's only so much you can do with the Hunter's Fury. You don't really have the follow-up you need. You can get pushed in midway through. It's just tough to time that out at that point when you're left alone. But this is just such a beautiful sequence here from Asuna. Again, the Jet opping, pretty new to him. He's played virtually every other duelist at some point in his career.
For real.
Jet was the one that he hadn't really latched onto, but the team had found a need, and he was able to live up to it. And he's been doing that all stage long, honestly. It's been one of the, I wouldn't say surprising, because, like, you know, I expect Asuna to always be a very capable player, but the Jet mechanics and being an opper are certainly different than really any other agent you're going to play in the duelist category. Like, yeah, there's some advanced movement mechanics you have to learn with Raze, with the natural charges and stuff like that, but the responsibility that a Jet has to perform is really high. And then again, moving into an operating position, you know, yeah, if you have good aim, you have good aim, and defensive opping's a little easier to do than attacking opping, but still, I think it's impressive that he went from, you know, being that, what a lot of other teams have like as their secondary duelist, right? Because they have a primary Jet and then maybe a secondary duelist. Now he's just like, nah, I can take up the Jet. I can do this.
Yeah.
and it allows the rest of the team to like build compositions around that and still keep that heavy utility comp rather than having to run double duelist. You know,
I was just about to bring that point up. Like, it says a lot about not just the trust that the team has in Asuna, but also beyond that, it just gives them so much variety into what they can bring to the table. Like we see, like against Steel, first time we've seen him play on this KO here. Asuna going to be tested again, and Baby Pay denied once more. And if there was a smirk last round, it's surely turned into a frown now, as this is now a 5v400 Thieves looking to lock up map 1.
It's like a master being proud of his student, but he's still mad he got beat. You know what I mean?
In the worst way possible. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's just, what do you use here? I mean, you have to trust that Corey can find something. You
like
have to feel like with run it back.
I mean, I don't have the numbers, but I feel like Asuna has gotten every opening game.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Other than the round where he was still other than the Marshall bonus round, probably.
Marshall, yeah. Well, Corey did try to make the run it back play. Asuna, oh my goodness! Deals with the first iteration of the Blaze and then finds one more behind it. Oh boy. Now a 5v3. Rocket's gonna be revealed and steal a couple of spam shots just to be sure. Now the peek. Not gonna be denied by Rocket. Steel looks for the reload and maybe even finds an opportunity for Zach, but the trade will be there. Underneath 30 seconds we go though. And this is the last hope for FaZe. They have to make this play through Sea Garage, and wouldn't you know it, all of 100 Thieves over here are pretty much ready for it. Cosmic Divide will try to provide a line in the sand. Corey looking to play an opposite angle, but you've got to find success no matter what you do here, and Ethan will not allow. Nitro is